Okay, so it is a beautiful day here in Indiana, and that has me very anxious to hit the trails. So I am going to, for the first time in the last 2 weeks, I'm gonna hit the trails. I'm headed home currently to change some clothes, and I'll be right back as soon as I'm changed. Alrighty, so to the trails we go. So I will keep this brief, but the big reason that it's a big deal for me to get to the trails today is that over the last 2 weeks I have been recovering from a trail ultramarathon, and I did not allow myself to get out to the trails at all during those 2 weeks. So today is day 13. I told myself I'd wait till 14, but God bless it, it's a beautiful day today, and it's a little chilly but so sunny, and so I can skip the extra day. I am headed to my favorite set of trails here in Indianapolis, a park called Eagle Creek Park. I'll talk more about it some other video, I'm sure, but gonna head there, get some miles in. I think the goal for today is just to get easy 6 or 7, reintroduce the ups and downs of the trails into my life. Hey.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Okay.
Beautiful day.
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so goal for today should be just to keep it pretty enjoyable. It's been 3 weeks since I've been out here, so I'm curious to see what the trails are like. Maybe I'll take you along for the ride too. All right, that was a hot one. Oh, but a good one. I am awfully happy with how that one turned out. It was a little messy out there. We've gotten way too much rain for, what is today, like March 3rd, March 2nd? Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting spring just because the trails are already so jacked up from the water, and we're only gonna get more rain in the next months. But anyways, that was a really good one. Man, it feels good to be back on the trails. About every downhill, I was having the most fun out of anyone out there. It's been 3 weeks since I've been there, obviously 2 weeks since I've been on the trails at all. And this was a major success just in the realm of, like, I wanted to see everything that got beat up 2 weeks ago at Moab. I wanted to see if that stuff was feeling good. So my hamstrings on the downhills, also my quads on the downhills, my hips, because you run so much of that race on this kind of like weird slant of slick rock. So your hips just kind of take a beating from trying to keep your pelvis level. Pelvis level is a fun phrase to say a couple times fast. But yeah, today they all felt good. Really happy with these last 2 weeks. It's been a great mental and physical break both. I've hit 40 miles both weeks, but it's been very casual and honestly just jogging whatever I want to each day. So I guess I should say a little bit about Moab. So 2 weeks ago, I ran Moab Red Hot 55K. Traveled out to Utah with my girlfriend and had an amazing time out there, both for vacation's sake. Sorry, the potholes in Indianapolis are crazy. Fix this, please, city of Indianapolis. But yeah, it was, obviously a great travel day, but then the race went about as good as it possibly could have gone. It was one of those banner days for me. I obviously am not going to go too much into it, but I'll just cover the basics. My longest run before that was 24 miles because I'd had such a shortened training cycle for the race. But I was really hopeful, very short amount of weeks, and all of a sudden I was feeling really good. So I kind of went in, was hoping to race for top 20, and to just be able to make it through 34 feeling good. So it ends up being around 34 miles. with a good amount of, good chunk of elevation gain. I think it's like nearly 5,000. So it was like one of those days where you kind of, I was just thinking about how to describe it. It's one of those days where you go in and you kind of have the volume knob turned up to what you think will be a good volume. And then it turns out every time you turn the volume knob up, things only get better. Like I went in at a good intensity, and then at mile 16, and then at mile 20 and mile 24, I would crank it up a little bit, and my body responded. And so that ended up with me at mile 33 kind of running scared shitless, to use a phrase I probably shouldn't use for all those not mature viewers out there. But yeah, I was running like scared shitless the last couple miles through this like really sandy portion. Just, you know, running for my life. I knew I'd put together a really good day so far. I had just heard, actually funny story about this. You were passing a lot of the 33K runners as you were kind of going towards the finish. And I would say hey to every one of them, tell them nice job, or tell them that they were killing it, that kind of thing. And a lot of them would kind of give me feedback on how the race was going. And you can never trust the feedback. For instance, I finished 8th, and I kept getting feedback from people who'd be like, you're 4th place, or you're 6th place. And I was like, I can't trust any of these people, but I'd still say thank you. And then I passed this woman who was super kind, and she was like, hey, Joe Grant, who is one of my ultra running heroes, she was like, Joe Grant is the place right in front of you, go get him. And I must have, I told her thank you, but I must have said it in a way that let her know that I did not trust her. And she was like, no, I am serious. Joe Grant passed me maybe 2 minutes ago, which was pretty cool to hear. And that's when I kind of maybe started to believe her a little bit. So the last couple miles, it was that great feeling of completely emptying yourself out and knowing you're not gonna have anything left past the finish line, but you're still moving really well. So yeah, and I didn't have enough to catch Joe Grant, which is my only regret. But I mean, what kind of regret is that? Ended up 8th place on a day when I thought I was gonna try for top 20. PR'd in the 50K during a 55K, off of not amazing training. So anyways, and then I took these 2 weeks off, and now here we are. It's time to ramp back up again. So today was an awesome day, feeling really good about that. Really looking forward to these next many weeks of training. So, and on that topic, I will be putting out a video very soon, kind of laying down what the next couple next many months are gonna look like for me, what you can expect from me for the rest of the year. So that is probably nearly enough rambling for this video. I wasn't planning on talking about Moab, but you know, that's part of the story of these last 2 weeks of easy running, and part of the story of why it feels so good to get back out in the sun and onto the trails today. So I will end this one here, but I'll be back with the video in probably just a couple days. So thanks for tuning in. All right, see ya.